Snakes do need enrichment. I don't care what you say. They can pretty much climb almost any surface. It's really awesome. That is a cool snake, man. And I'll tell you what, there is a snake that does get me excited. It would be cool to have here at the camp, and I think would do well. Don't bite my nose. Where do you think you're going, Timmy? You little rascal. What's up, everyone? I'm inside the reptile room here at the old camperoo, and it was cold last night, so these guys got to stay in and relax, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. It's warmed up a bit, but it's going to get cold again tonight, so they're going to stay in. But what I really wanted to do is bring out our buddy Colin. It's been a while. It's been a little while since Colin has been out. Let's get Colin out. I want to let Colin slither around and hang out with him for a little bit. Sometimes it's fun just to hang out with your snake, you know? Gotta play with your snake every once in a while. Oh, look at the beautiful day we got out here. It's gorgeous, it's gorgeous. Hi, Carl, what's up, buddy? Just wanted to hang out with you, man. It's been a little while. I wanted to talk a little bit about Colin. I also want to talk about potentially getting another snake, man. We got to do something fun. I definitely could use another snake in my life. I mean, let's be honest. Who doesn't want a snake in their lives? There he goes. Look at this gorgeous snake, man. That is a beautiful carpet python. Whoa, he's a little wobbly. Come here. There's not much to really hang on this cement house with, or this cement table. What am I talking about? But watch what he does. They are so good at manipulating those bodies they have that they can pretty much climb almost any surface. It's really awesome. So let's see. Hey, what's going on there, buddies? Just saying hello to the camera. Gonna go back up here and have a little look-see. We're hanging out by the big old rec pond, and you can see a nice iridescence on him. So these are the largest of the carpet pythons. The coastal carpet. He's got those labial pits, which helps him seek some warm-blooded prey like birds and flying fox and things like that. The females get much bigger than the males, and he is a boy, so he's definitely not... Oh, are you hissing at me, little one? You're not angry with me. The other funny thing about Colin, when I speak to other people that have kept carpets, they always have told me that carpets tend to be... He's gonna actually use me as a way to get down, maybe. That carpets can be a little cantankerous. They get a little nippy, but he is not nippy at all. He's always been good to me, and he's my old man. He's been here a very long time, and prior to that, he was owned by another family, and he's just been around for so long with me. So it's kind of awesome. And last year, you'll remember, I was having some trouble with him. He wasn't eating, and I was getting nervous that maybe he was just getting geriatric, but thankfully I stuck with him, and we kept him going, and he's doing well. He's eating well. He's moving well. That's why I want to get him down here. You gonna telescope over to me somehow, huh? Look at that. That is a cool snake, man.
Thank you to all our loyal Patreon members out there who have helped to create an amazing reptile community online with us. This week's shout out goes to our good friend, Kristen McIntosh.
Snakes and lizards closely related. For those of you who don't know, they're in the same order. That is Squamata. And so snakes and lizards had a common ancestor millions of years ago, and they split off from each other. That's why you'll see some kind of similarities between certain snakes and certain lizards, like the forked tongue of the monitors. You know, that's definitely something that they got from an ancestor of both. And the Jacobson's organ, and there are also legless lizards, and there, of course, are snakes without legs. But there are some snakes that have vestigial pelvises, which is pretty interesting. Like some of the boas, they have these vestigial remnants of when they, in fact, did have legs. So that's pretty interesting also. So let's see if he's going to figure his way down here. I like just kind of challenging his mind with these little tricks here. It's fun to get the snake out, make him move around a bit, let him enjoy some sunlight. You can see his tail is gripping onto the ledge of the table. Let's see what happens here. He's just kind of looking for any way to get down, and he's looking for the path of least resistance. So we'll see what he comes up with. And that's what's interesting to me. Again, I just love how these animals move, how they're able to manipulate and work through their environment. It's really cool. They don't really manipulate their environment. That would be like using tools or something like that. But they are very adaptable, and can move very nicely. So it's just awesome, man. I don't know. I am thinking though, I want to get another constrictor, probably a boa constrictor. But I'll tell you what, there is a snake that does get me excited. It would be cool to have here at the camp, and I think would do well. And that is a Bolian's python. I think they're a really cool snake. They are really almost like velvety appearance. And they are definitely a snake that I would be interested in keeping. So I want to look into it and maybe create a really cool habitat for a pair of Bolin's pythons. I think that would be so cool. You know, they're found in New Guinea, and they're found high up in elevation. They are related to a degree to carpet pythons. They're found in, you know, that area of the world, not necessarily in Australia, but close enough. New Guinea is actually not that far off the continent of Australia. And the Bolin's python, you know, can take cooler temps. They're from mountainous regions, cloud forests, things like that. When you go up higher in elevation, even though you're close to the equator, you're going to wind up getting, you know, some really cool temperatures, certainly at night. So that's kind of interesting to me. And the first time I actually laid eyes on a Bolin's python was many years ago at Pro Exotics, and they had some. And when my buddy Robin Markland worked there, he was showing me around, which was pretty darn cool. But he and I stayed in touch, and of course he's the ship your reptile. He's the Redline Reptile Shippings guy, and Redline Science. So definitely going to want to check out that if you have any shipping needs for your reptiles. Now, Sil, what's going on here? Are you going to get off this table? You don't mean to tell me this is all I need to do? Do I need to build an enclosure on a platform like this and you'll never escape? That's one thing they do with actual chameleons. You can actually, it would be possible to build some kind of tree that comes up and out, and they wouldn't be able to get down, and they wouldn't jump down because they're not jumpers. So you could actually have a cageless enclosure. Now, that would be dangerous. In high wind, it could fall over or something like that, and you wouldn't want the animals to escape. But still pretty cool, and it wouldn't protect them against any kind of airborne prey, or predators rather. So what's going on down there? I'm just looking, and I see our turtle nibbling. You see the male batagur? He's actually nibbling right down there. You can see him nibbling on the algae. He's just grazing on algae that's growing off the bottom of the pond here. That's so cool. These guys perform such a function. You know, it's so interesting. These ecosystems, okay, are truly that. The aquascape ecosystem is that when I remove the turtles because of the cold, there was an algae. The algae was able to grow. And now I know why, because these guys weren't around grazing on it. So very important. You see right here, little bits of algae, some string algae growing. Meanwhile, our little Morelia here is still hanging out. Morelia spilota. That is the Latin name for the carpet python. And there, of course, are different types of carpet. There's the jungle carpet python. There's diamond pythons, which are related, which are also a really cool snake. We had one, and it got eaten by Slinky. Anyway, not one of my finer moments, but Slinky sure was happy. He had snake surprise. But my goodness, are you actually going to go down? Let's see. This is becoming interesting. I want to see if the snake will actually figure out a way down. And I am not seeing it. He just doesn't want to commit to this program. And that's why I'm going to stand. Let me stand right over here and see what happens. Whoop. Oh, look at this. Well, hello. He did get down a little bit. Do you want to come over to me? I don't want you to fall. Come on. Use my arm. No, he knows that it's an arm and he doesn't want to use it. What are you doing, Carl? What are you doing? My goodness. And all those belly scutes and scales, rather, are being undulated from the muscles. That's rectilinear locomotion, when they move in a straight line just by kind of undulating their muscles down here. They can kind of belly crawl, which is one of the coolest ways I think a snake can move. I think it's really awesome. That is amazing. Of course, this is a constrictor. He subdues and kills his prey by asphyxiation. He actually can constrict it so tightly that their heart can stop beating. The prey item's heart will stop beating. So that's pretty interesting also for those of you who are new to snakes and maybe new to the channel. Now, many of you are snake experts, and that's fine. So you already know, but this guy here, he is figuring things out. Look at this. I love watching animals work out a problem, and that's what we're doing right now. Snakes do need enrichment. I don't care what you say. They are animals that would appreciate. You gonna come on my head? Come on. He's gonna come up on my hat, maybe. No? That's all right. You do your thing. This is interesting just to see what happens with him. How is he going to get down? What is he gonna do? You could see him working things out in that reptile brain of his, which so many people think reptiles are stupid, but that's clearly not the case, because he's trying to work out the safest way for him to get down. So very, very cool. I love this, man. This is fun. This is what's so cool about hanging out with reptiles here at the camp. I can just grab one out, let it kind of slither around, give it a nice afternoon in the sunlight. He's gonna warm up. He's gonna just really do well for having this little playtime. I really do enjoy doing this for my animals, and I do think it would be cool to get another snake. So I said Bolin's python would be one. A big boa constrictor is always just impressive, and I don't have to worry about any of the regulations I used to have to worry about with Buttercup. And it's funny because today I did get a call from my Fish and Wildlife. They're going to be coming over to do an inspection. And he was just making sure. He's like, hey, you no longer have Buttercup, right? I'm like, yep. So I was a little sad because I do love Buttercup. But my buddy Mike Haug's been doing so well with her. And she's doing awesome there. And she'll soon be going outside in South Carolina, rather. Because it's going to start warming up here in March down south. Hi. Don't bite my nose. Hi. You gonna come over? He's gonna come over. He's gonna use, are you gonna use Dad as a way to get down? Come on. I want him to trust me. Here he comes. Finally decided to use me, which is pretty cool. Now he's hissing, but it's just breath. So interesting. You see how he was just, he's not 100% sure he wants to use me as his way down. So that's pretty cool. Gosh. But yeah, nice big boa constrictor that I can create an outdoor enclosure. That's what was the thing that bummed me out with Buttercup. I couldn't keep her outside. And you guys know how I keep all my animals here. I really like to keep them in a very naturalistic way. And so not being able to bring her outside really did bum me out, and I didn't think I was giving her a very good life. But I know I can give a boa constrictor a really cool life out here. They would do well out here in Florida, and we could create something really beautiful. You gonna come on? We could create something really, really beautiful for those snakes. Indigo snake would be another species I'd like. Crebos, those are active snakes. I like the snakes that are pretty active. They like to explore the diurnal. That's really kind of neat. I just want them to have a really good enclosure that maybe we could create something snake specific, nice hide box with a heater in it for those cold nights in the winter. Come on. I love how it's reaching out. I'm just trying to be quiet. I don't want him to be bothered. There we go. Wow. It is odd, right? What is going on? It's just so funny, man. This video is really about how will the snake get off the table. So strange. This is perplexing this animal's brain, that's for sure. But yeah, man, I don't know, what kind of snake would you guys like to see me get here at the camp? Think about one that can do well outdoors. I do tend to like snakes that are larger. That's exciting to me. I like larger snakes because when you put them outside, you're going to be able to see them better. I'm not able to get any, no anaconda. I can't get rock pythons, can't get reticulated python. So it'd have to be either a type of boa or some of the snakes that I mentioned, which is a bummer, but it is the rules nowadays. And I like to stay in the good graces of the rules. But look at that. Where's he going to go now? Where are you going to go now? He's going to come down this way. You going down that way? Where'd you go? All right. You're sneaky snaking. Oh, yeah. Where are you going to go, buddy? He's going to have to figure something out. Because you can't stay here all day. I just had a horrible thought. What if a giant hawk came down and grabbed him? That would be terrible. So he's feeling exposed. This kind of snake is going to want to get under cover. He's going to want to blend in. They're both found in the trees, so they're arboreal. Real snake eye view here. They're arboreal, they're terrestrial. They will take the water if they had to. But for the most part, they're going to look for food on the ground and in the trees, but they also want cover. They're found often in Australia, and some of my Australian friends can confirm this. They're found near settlements, a lot of times near people, because of course, where there are people, there are cats and there are rodents and animals that can be found in human settlements. So these snakes kind of hang out nearby. And yeah, it's not uncommon to see about a 10-foot long python eating maybe a Australian possum or something like that. So they will eat a wide variety of prey items. Anything they can catch and constrict will be consumed. So he's lean and mean. He's looking good. He did have a nice jumbo rat about a week and a half ago. So he's looking good. They are a little bit more of an athletic looking constrictor because of their lifestyle, because they need to be able to take to trees and move about. They don't get too heavy. Of course, the heaviest snakes tend to stay closer to the ground unless they can find trees with branches that are strong enough to support their weight. Anacondas, of course, are found in the Amazon, and they are an aquatic species of constrictor, type of boa, believe it or not. And you know, you got your reticulated pythons of Southeast Asia, the Burmese pythons of the Indian subcontinent and Burma. There's the Indian python also. The African rock python is just what it says. It's a rock dwelling snake. It's a terrestrial snake. But even when juveniles, if there are any trees in the area, these animals will use them to find food and for security. I think we have completely perplexed Colin, though. I don't think Colin is going to come down. I don't know, Col. What the heck is going on? You're going to have to commit. I'm the best bet. And I startled him with my loud voice. So awesome. I'm just glad to see Colin looking so good, especially after last year when I thought he might be kind of, well, just kind of diminishing a little bit. And I didn't like that at all. Definitely not. It is really funny how he isn't even using me. I think he's committed. I spoke too soon. I feel his body, it's nice and warm right now. Oh, what's he gonna do? Oh my gosh. I mean, I can't make it any more easy for him. Well, here's what I'll do. Why don't we take a chair, put the chair up against this, and see if he'd much rather use an inanimate object. Let's see if this would be any better. If he can find this and then maybe get off. Because maybe he's just a little nervous to use me as his ladder down. See, he knows he doesn't want to risk himself getting an injury, falling and hurting a rib or anything like that. So he's really trying to find the safest way possible. In the wild, an injury could be a death sentence. And so these animals will only risk themselves when they're going after food. And they are built tough, but they're also not indestructible. Here we go, let's see. The tongue flicking a lot means he's curious. He's really investigating his environment. We've added this chair to it. Let's see if he feels more comfortable using a chair as a means to get down. And I love when he's stretched out like that. That is so awesome. Good grief. I'd say he's a good 6 foot. He's looking pretty darn lengthy. And again, there's that rectilinear locomotion right there. Beautiful colorations on the carpet python. And he's starting to let go over here, so that's a good sign. Ha! Nice job, Col. Feeling much better about using this chair to get down than Dad. That's so cool. Now imagine being in Australia and seeing one of these guys just hanging out around your house. I'm sure you guys in Australia see it all the time. That's like you guys seeing maybe some of our snakes. You'd be excited. I just love it. So awesome. Beautiful, beautiful snake. I'm glad he's still doing well here at the camp. And I'm glad he's found a way off of this cement table made by my friend Mark. All right. Well, there you have it, everybody. Colin's out for a little slither. We're going to let him do his thing. I just wanted to play with good old Colin for a while. You guys haven't seen him, and I'm sure some of you were curious how he's doing and what he's been up to. But look at this way he moves, no problem, using the chair, using that old recliner, and he's going to go probably to cover as quickly as he can. Snakes, they like to stay along the edges of buildings, the edges of rocks, because they know attack can only come from one direction that way. Also, that's where one of their favorite food items, they travel along the sides of walls. I'm talking about mice, so it's always possible he may run into a prey item as well. You can really see those belly scales, which are gorgeous, and they help him move quite a lot, like we were talking about earlier with that rectilinear locomotion. All right, everyone, there you have it. Good old Colin doing well here at the camp. Hope you guys enjoyed it, learned a little something about snakes today, and I'll see you guys again on another video. For new subscribers, thanks so much for being here. There are going to be more snakes in the future, and don't forget, let me know what kind of snake you think I should get here. Is it one of the snakes I named? A Boelen's python, a crebo, an indigo snake, or the boa constrictor? I'd be curious, but we're definitely going to build a really cool outdoor exhibit for a large, beautiful new snake here at the camp. All right, guys, good old Colin's down on the ground. We'll see you later.